Housebreaking is extremely important. The first thing that I want to say about housebreaking your dog is do not bring wee-wee pads into your home. Do not use that product with your dog. Those things should be taken off the market. They should only be used if you want the dog to go to the bathroom in the house. Like if your dog is so sick and is on its last leg, that might be a product that you might want to use because you don't have it right in your head. You know the dog has to go to the bathroom. That might encourage the dog to go to the bathroom. But it's not anything that you want to use as a training tool, and that's what it says on the box. Wee-wee pads are scented with a pheromone that smell like shit and piss to your dog, okay? So by you bringing those things in, you're telling the dog to go to the bathroom in your house, and that's not what you want to do. You want to keep taking the puppy out as soon as you get it. I'm not saying take the dog to the park or take the dog on walks. I'm not saying that. It doesn't have all its shots. You minimize the risk by just going right outside your door, right outside the door, okay? You minimize the risk. There's always going to be a risk because you could track in parvo on your shoes, all right? You could track, they have studies where parvo has been brought in on car tires. All those viruses, do you understand? You could, listen, don't let anybody pet your puppy either because you don't know where they've been. But you minimize the risk and you go right outside the door. I mean right outside the door. Okay? And remember, ultraviolet light kills a lot of stuff. So, you know, go right outside your door. Listen, if you're in the suburbs and no dogs are coming up to your front door, you're going to be safe. Or if no dogs are coming to your back door, you're going to be safe. See what I'm saying? So get the dog going out. It's important. It's important that you start, influencing the dog at an early age. You want to do this. You want to influence the dog properly at an early age. You don't want to influence the dog improperly by using wee-wee pads. Now, this is the first day I woke up and I'm not totally exhausted. And if you got a puppy and you're exhausted, that's a good sign you're doing something right. The first day that he came in at 12 weeks, okay? He's under 13 weeks. He's pushing 13 weeks. He came in at 12 weeks. The first night I took him out from 11 to about 7 in the morning. I took him out four times. I got up and took him out, and each time I took him out, he peed or pooped. So, did you understand what I'm saying? Like the first 2 nights were very much like that, and then it switched into, well, I only took him out 3 times. And, when I would be sleeping. And then last night, I've got it to the point where I only had to take him out once. I took him out at about 5, went back to sleep, and then slept till 8:30 or 8:45, got up, took him out, and went to the bathroom. So I got some sleep last night, which is real good. It's exhausting getting a puppy. If you think that you're going to get a puppy and you're not going to lose sleep or something, the only way you're going to do that is hire me to step in and get success. And that's what the owner, that's one of the things the owners paying me to do with their dog, is get success with housebreaking, not just with commands. Your dog that is not housebroken, those dogs are in danger of ending up in shelters, okay? So that's why wee-wee pads should be taken off the market, is because dogs that are put on wee-wee pads at an early age, people never get their dog housebroken, okay? And they're constantly buying those. They get sick of the dog pooping in their house, and if you think that the dog that is wee-wee pad trained is going to keep going on the pads and not lift its leg or squat in a corner or something, you're out of your mind. The dog is being told to go to the bathroom in the house. Yes, it might generally hit the wee-wee pad, but it's also going to not hit the wee-wee pad a lot too. It's a mess. Don't do that. The way to get the dog housebroken is by taking it out. Don't take it to the park. Don't take it on long walks. That's not safe for the dog, and that's not the message that you want to send to the dog. So when you get your puppy to go to the bathroom outside, right? And you're done, you take it back in. This guy has figured it out real quick that going outside, the first thing that you want to do is take a pee. It makes Peter happy. That's what you want to do. None of these, like, this is going to be a Peter Caine trained dog in many ways, especially in that, like, man, all the dogs that come here as puppies, they all hit the door, they go to the bathroom. That's what you want. You don't want any of this, like, walking for 45 minutes to go to the bathroom. Send the correct message to your dog, okay? If you go outside and the dog doesn't go to the bathroom after 5 minutes, go back in, put the dog in the crate, okay? Put the dog in the crate, try it again in 10 or 15 minutes. Do you understand why? Because you want to build on success. If you have to keep going outside at first to get in that zone with the dog, so be it. That's the way I do it. I sleep in my clothes, okay? When the puppy comes in, I'm sleeping in my clothes, and I'm ready to take the dog out at a moment's notice. I'm going to take the dog out. If I heard the dog moving around, I'm going to take the dog out just to ensure that we're building on success. You have to build on success. It's the only way you're going to get your dog housebroken. When your dog does go to the bathroom outside, throw a party. Yay! Good boy! Good boy! Do you understand? Also, while you take the dog out, start using the potty command. Start saying, hurry, hurry. Hurry, hurry, hurry up, right? And then they start associating that with going to the bathroom. So when the dog's older, if you're like going on the train or something, you have your dog, it's a service dog, you're going on the train and you need it to go to the bathroom, you can say, hurry, hurry, hurry up, and it goes to the bathroom before you get on the train. It's very important. One other thing. If you're crate training it, like I'm doing, right, make sure that you don't put the dog in there for any longer than you know that it can hold it. So if you know that it can hold it for 3 hours, okay, good. But if you have to go somewhere and you don't think you're going to be back for 4.5 hours, don't put the dog in the crate. That'll screw up the whole crate training process. And then you're going to have a hell of a time getting your dog housebroken. Now, as far as crates go, if you're using a big crate, it's going to go to the bathroom in the crate. You want to use a crate that the dog can stand up and turn around in. That's all the space that they need. So if I had him in a bigger crate, he'd probably be screwing up. So it's enough space, he can stand up, he's comfortable, he can stretch out. That's it. That's all you need. It's very important that you do this right. Take your time training your dog. Do things right. Don't try and cut corners, because there is no cutting corners, and cutting corners is like using wee-wee pads. You're not going to get your dog housebroken doing that. It's such a mistake to use wee-wee pads, and I'm not exaggerating when I think that they should be taken off the market. That is not a good thing to be using with any dog. The only time that I've ever heard of wee-wee pads being used, not in a stupid way, is my friend Sherry Lucas, who gave me my dog Billy the Hedgehog. Sherry Lucas, if you don't know her, she's a dog trainer out in California. She was Cesar Millan's dog trainer. You know, he's not a dog trainer. Sherry is a dog trainer, and she would train the dogs, get them ready for the show. So she's coming on a plane, and she has Billy the Hedgehog with her. I think in like a baby Bjorn, like she's, you know, it's like up like that. Look at him, he's like a little bear. So it's a long flight. So she wanted Billy to go to the bathroom. So what she did was she bought some wee-wee pads and brought one with her on the plane, and she put it on the floor in the bathroom, and the smell, you know, Billy smelled the wee-wee pads and went to the bathroom, you know, in the bathroom on the wee-wee pads. That is one time that I can only think of where wee-wee pads were used intelligently. You know, you want the dog to go to the bathroom. There was no other choice. He's coming from California. Don't buy those things. I'm serious. Don't buy those things. And something else, man. I talked to somebody yesterday in a Skype session, just so everybody knows that if you're thinking that your dog doesn't need to be in a crate, especially a puppy, you got your head up your ass, okay? You want to crate train the dog properly. I was talking to somebody yesterday that has an 8-month-old dog. I'm irritated with this whole call, and I'm irritated with Skype calls, you know, consultations. I'm thinking about not doing them anymore. The guy tells me that, I'm not really going off on him, this channel's for education, but he tells me that he uses my methods, okay, in training. And I find out in the Skype call, no, he doesn't. How do I know he doesn't? Because he doesn't use a crate with an 8-month-old dog. When they leave the house, they were letting the puppy just roam around the house. That's nothing that I would recommend, okay? There are so many things that this guy was saying that are unlike me, okay? Just because you're teaching your dog whoa doesn't mean that you're using my methods. It sounds like the dogs, you know, they don't know what they're fucking doing. So you're going to want to use a crate. You're going to want to have the crate up. And as the dog gets older, you still keep using the crate with the dog. A year-old dog may be an adult, but it's still like a dog that needs to be crated. You don't even think about leaving the dog. Listen, the dog should have a crate for its entire life. Ike, I might go downstairs, the crate door's open, he's just laying in it. It's his spot. If you don't want to have a crate up for your dog because it's an eyesore, you shouldn't have a dog. You don't want to use the proper tools with the dog. Listen, while we're on the subject of the people that don't use a crate with an 8-month-old puppy, he was contacting me because he got a e-collar. You know? I'm like, all these problems, the dog's chewing on stuff inside the house, they're not crating it, they're just making mistake after mistake. They had the dog on a fucking harness, and he's saying that he uses my methods. You know what? It was so irritating, I don't think I'm going to do Skype consultations anymore. I'm sick of it, Don't contact me with this stuff. You know, if you want to talk about raw diet or something like that, that's fine. Contact me. Or you want to talk about, you get a puppy that's this age and you want to talk about dog training, that makes sense in a general sense. But you're not going to get your dog trained by having a conversation with me. Get your dog outside. Use a collar, not a harness. Don't use wee-wee pads. And use a crate with your fucking dog. You can get the dog housebroken, you can get your puppy housebroken, but listen, you have got to lose some sleep. If you're not going to lose sleep, you're not going to get the dog housebroken. If you want to go off on your own tangent and do some kind of hybrid method, or go ahead and do it. Just don't contact me to do a Skype session, because I've had it up to here. If you want information, if you're going to get a puppy, this is the kind of client that I want to talk to. Somebody that doesn't have the puppy yet. You don't have a puppy, you're going to get a puppy, and then you contact me. Don't contact me at 8 months when you're having issues, and you're thinking, oh, things are going to go better if I get an e-collar on the dog. They've been going rotten for your dog, by the way. These people, it isn't going well for the dog. That's why they're getting an e-collar for the dog. It's on a harness. It can't be going well. Don't use a harness with your puppy. Look at Bowser's collar. See how fat this is? Can you see this? This is a collar for an adult dog. I cut it down to size, put nails in it, and he's not going to have any problems with his trachea because it's nice, fat, and stiff. You put a real thin collar on it, on your dog, you can injure the dog's trachea. Housebreaking is so important. You want to make sure that the puppy gets influenced at an early age, that it should go outside. By the time the dog is 13 weeks old, you should sort of have it to the point where you only have to wake up once in the middle of the night. By the time the dog is 4 months old, you should be able to sleep through the night. It should be able to hold it for 8 hours. Okay? Lose some sleep. That's the way to do it. Bowser's awesome, by the way. Don't chew on that, brother. He is awesome. This dog's going to be an awesome retriever. Bowser!
Trump's a fucking idiot. He's the worst president ever.